I had a viewer, I believe his name is Tim Ambrose. He made a comment. He said, "Bolt that sucker down. It would be a shame if it fell to the floor." Well, I heard your message, Tim, and I think you're 100% right. That chintzy stand there, the wobble stand, and that board is just not going to work. When Steve gave me the saw, he says, "You got to take the stand too." I said, "I don't want that stand." But anyway, I made it a workbench. But anyway, so I was thinking about your comment last night, Tim, and so I kind of worked in my mind, how do I make a stand? And I went online and I looked at a bunch of Google images, 4x6 custom stand, and I ran across a couple that I liked and a couple I didn't like. And trying to think about the materials that I have laying around brought me to this thought that I have here. I have this 8020 T-slot aluminum. And I have some more here. I've got these two pieces, and of all the other pieces, I picked these because I measured on the underside of the saw here, right down there. And I'm sorry, this is crooked, and it's dark. But there are two holes, maybe if I get to the other side, where it originally bolts here and here. And I measured it at 6 1/4, but it has a slight taper to it. So these are at least 6 1/2, each one of these pieces. Hold on, I got some noise in the background. All right, so what I'll be doing is I'll be cutting these at 6 1/4 at the bottom, and I'll try to find out what that taper is, and I'll duplicate that taper, and then these will fit underneath the base of the bandsaw. And hold on, I don't have all my parts together. Action. Okay, and so then what I'll be doing is using these angles here, and I'll attach these. If it makes sense, I'll attach them up, or if I have to, I'll attach them down, with the screws assemblies. And then with this long piece here, I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to make two verticals. And that will be a rock solid top. And then typically what you do is you see a wide base for the feet, for a cross brace, I don't have plenty of this, but I'm going to use this piece of unistrut to do a cross brace, and then also that can hold a table or something at some time. And for the actual feet, I didn't pull it out yet, but for the actual feet back here, down there, I have two more pieces of unistrut, and I'll probably find out a good dimension and cut one of those in half, and then those will be the extents for the feet, and then probably get some casters later on. So that's kind of the thought. That's the kind of plan. Pretty simple. Probably the hardest thing to do is to find that angle and cut that angle. But beyond that is pretty straightforward. So I'll record the project and I'll post it. We'll measure this, 42. I'm going to cut it in half, and that will give me 21 inches, which is going to be almost exactly close, very close to the dimensions of the Harbor Freight height. But I'll have adjustments of a couple inches too. So half of that will be 21 inches. Makes me think of that Will Smith movie, Robots Making Robots.
So here's some video of setting up the angle and the tool I use. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward through it because it's a little boring. Okay, now the angle's set. Let's do some cutting now.
Okay, I've got both of my angles cut. You can see that there. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and try and see how it works. Well, there's something I didn't consider, that the hole is here and up there. But I will put a washer in there and space it out. But I will cut the next one with that consideration in mind.
And here we go, assembling these parts to the base of the saw, and it required a lot more adjustment. It was a little more complex than I thought.
So now we'll be cutting this unistrut to make some feet and put some casters on it.
And here it is, guys, the finished stand. Check it out, it's pretty nice. I've added a power cord, and I've changed the pulley on the motor to a 2-inch pulley to slow it down. Of course I'll be making some changes, but I wanted you to see how it basically looks right now. Of course, I'd appreciate a big thumbs up and subscribe if you like. I want to shout out to my buddy Steve for hooking me up with everything, and thanks for watching.